The United States uses animal testing more than any other country in the world. It is found in 2012 that over 875,000 animals were reported as being used for animal testing. This data was reported by the United States Department of Agriculture. However, the reported numbers are actually significantly higher than this. They estimate that between 31 and 156 million cold-blooded animals are actually being used for animal testing each year, and they're not being reported. The animals that are not being reported for research are being disposed of as waste, which causes severe environmental issues like pollution in water, natural environments, and serious human health impacts. A common argument for animal testing is that if we don't test on animals, we'll need to test on humans. Yes and no. There are three things that would say no. 1. Animal DNA is significantly different than humans, meaning that just because something shows up for an animal test does not mean that it will affect humans negatively, and opposite. There will always be a first human to test something. Even though animals may say something is safe, a human could test it and it could fail during human trial. Therefore, it's impossible naturally not to test on humans. The NIH, or National Institute of Health, reported that 95% of safe animal test trials end up failing through human trials. They found that the other 5% of tests are rebranded or removed from sale due to human fails and side effects that animals were not having. I want to talk about the 3 R's because I found that they were the most realistic, humane, experimental technique that I could find for us personally now. This will conquer animal studies, implementing change. The 3 R's are about caring for animals' well-being, sentience, and going about the proper way to deal with animal testing, as they are necessary for research, even though we would like to have no animal testing in general. That is not an available option at this point. So we talk about the 3 R's: replacement, reduction, and refinement. Replacement. There are 2 types of replacement: relative and absolute. This technique was first talked about by Charles Hume. Their absolute means completely cutting out animal testing, though that is not an option currently. So we go more towards relative, which is still testing on animals, but removing any distress or abuse that is being put onto animals during these tests. Reduction. Reduction is using statistical support and studying in depth the design of testing we're using. This can prove meaningful in the reduction of live animal testing. Using human hepatocytes gives us information on the metabolism that animals do not need to give us. Live animals are often used to study the effects on drugs and development. These tests could be used in vitro culture tests to reduce the number of animals being tested on and used in studies. Refinement. Refinement reduces stress and makes for understanding animals and their sentience. This can help refine the way animals are reacting to the tests we're doing to them. Hormone levels change in humans and animals. Therefore, that causes fluctuation in the results of animal testing, which means we'll have to do more and more trials to get an accurate result. Refinement is important to reduce stress and give animals a quality of life that is dependent and deserved for understanding the ethical and environmental discussion for animal testing. There was a study once done proving that mice with the ability to run, nest, play, and gnaw on food had more progress when studying diseases like Huntington's. The 3 R's tie together to create a plan to decrease the number of testing subjects, eliminate inhumane actions towards animals, and increase precision of the experiments we're doing. While animal studies have greatly helped us evolve with our research, they have also caused irreversible damage to the earth and our ethical understanding of animals' well-being and sentience. Therefore, no, we should not experiment on animals.
Reagan, how did your research question evolve as you moved through the process?
Well, at first I was going to talk about like the severe effects of the waste on environment, but I decided to make that like a smaller chunk of my presentation, and I slowly moved towards a straightforward approach with it. I wanted to talk more about how to like fix animal testing with the 3 R's, because I thought that was more important than teaching about the environment, because obviously that's a ginormous like impact, but just because you know about it doesn't mean you know how to help it.
Okay, thank you. How does your conclusion respond to any other research and sources you examine?
My conclusion helps respond to my sources examined for continuing the use of animal testing, because my conclusion provides reasoning as why we should stop testing in general, while also giving a solution to alternative ways people can conduct tests without the use of animals, as well as getting the same results.
Okay, thank you. Another round of applause.